Hello everybody and welcome to this Xplane 11 video. Today I'm going to go through my list of top 10 Xplane 11 airliners in 2019. Now this is going to be my list of the aircraft that I have spent the most time with and enjoyed the most. So some aircraft may have been left off from the list or should have been higher or lower possibly. But I hope this is going to be helpful if you decide to go out there and take a look at some of these aircraft. Also going to include a couple of honorable mentions near the end that did not make the list, but nonetheless worth your time. At the number 10 spot we have the CRJ 200. Initially this plane was released for Xplane 9 and 10 and it has been updated for Xplane 11. For an older product it still looks good, it can be a lot of fun to fly, there's also good documentation that comes with it, with a tutorial flight. And with the BSS sound pack you can have a really good CRJ experience. However, as far as I know, it won't be receiving any more updates. The developer stopped working on this aircraft. So I only recommend to get it if you really want a CRJ for Xplane or if it's on sale. The number 9 airplane is the 747-8 series from SSG. This is not a study level aircraft, it's not on the same quality niveau than, for example, the PMDG 747, but if you want to fly the Queen of the Skies in Xplane 11, this is actually quite a nice product. With this version you get the -8 Intercontinental and the freighter version. So if you don't want to spend a lot of time on the ground preparing, just want to take off and land and fly this aircraft, then this 747 is worth checking out. Number 8 is the Airbus A319 from Tupolev. This is one of the best Airbus simulations that I've seen in Xplane 11, and if not for another Airbus product, this would be much higher on the list. The level of detail is amazing, many of the Airbus systems are accurately represented, and it's just a joy to fly. There's a lot of options, also a menu that you can set this aircraft up for flying, and there's also the option for an IE sound pack if you want to have the different engine sounds. Originally is with the CFM engines. At number 7 we have the Zibo 737. Now, on another list, this aircraft could have easily been in the top 3. The only reason I have it at 7 is that I've just recently discovered this fantastic airplane and haven't really spent much time with it yet.
Fox, this is Captain speaking. We're just in final preparation here for departure from the gate. Maintenance is wrapping up one final item that they needed to take care of before we depart. So pretty close to right on schedule today. Should be just a few more minutes, maintenance will wrap up, hand us our logbook, and we'll be on our way. Thanks for your patience.
The level of detail and the number of options I want to set this aircraft up is just simply amazing. You can even have passengers in the cabin. They are not very animated, but it's a really nice touch. And this is one of the best simulations of the 737 next generation family. Now we go back to the golden age of jet aviation with this beautiful 737-200 from flightsim. Now this is one of the more challenging planes to fly in Xplane 11. You can fly it with VOR to VOR navigation, set up the SIVA inertial navigation system, or just fly it with the default Xplane 11 FMC. The interior and the exterior is really nicely done. It is one of the best sounding aircraft in Xplane 11. It has the classic JT8D engines from Pratt & Whitney, and it also has a really good maintenance system. Continuing with classic aircraft, we have the 727 series, also from flysim. This is also a challenging aircraft to fly. It required a crew of 3 to operate. Next to the captain and the first officer there was also a flight engineer. But it's also a really rewarding flight experience. With this version you get the 727-100, 200 advanced and also a cargo version of the aircraft. And just like the 737 Twinjet, you can use it with VR-to-VR, INS and standard FMC navigation. At number 4 we have the Rotate MD-80. At initial release of the plane it received a lot of criticism because it did not represent the accurate flying characteristics of the MD-88, but since then it has been updated. It became one of the best airplane for Xplane 11. In my opinion, it is also one of the best looking airplane. It has 4K textures. However, if you get low frame rate, you can also download 2K textures. At first it seems this airplane is challenging to fly, but if you get to know it and do the tutorial flight, then it's just a joy to handle. Rotate is currently working on the MD-11, also one of my favorite airplanes of all time, and I just can't wait for that plane to be released. Alright, we have reached the top of the list, and this is where it gets tricky. I had a really hard time deciding on the order, but at number 3 we have the A320 Ultimate from Flightfactor. Since its initial release, it has received more than 100 updates, and with each update it just got better and better. In my opinion, it is one of the best, if not the best, Airbus simulations out there. You get this really nice electronic flight bag with checklists, a lot of options, even an internet browser so you can surf while flying. Textures are really nice, also the effects of this airplane. It also received a weather radar recently, and it accurately represents the Airbus philosophy of automation. If you're looking for an Airbus, then you cannot go wrong with this one. At second place we have the IXEG 737 Classic. This is the first airplane that I have purchased for Xplane 11, and it is part of the reason that I have abandoned Microsoft Flight Simulator and got into Xplane 11. And I haven't regretted it ever since. Originally designed for Xplane 10, it has been updated for Xplane 11. It works great, however, unfortunately it hasn't received a lot of updates over the last couple of months. It is currently in version 1.21, but IXEG has released a statement that they are working on the modernization of the FMS system and also on the texturing of the aircraft. There is also a very good menu. With this aircraft you can set up very different scenarios and practice different failures. This is also one of the best sounding aircraft currently in Xplane 11, and you can fly this just like the real pilots do. Many systems are accurately represented. There are also a lot of resources out there that you can learn to fly this airplane just like the pros. Before we get to the number 1 spot, and I think many of you already know which aircraft is going to be at number 1, there are a couple of honorable mentions that did not make the list, but nonetheless I think they are worth exploring. Number 1 is the 767 Professional Extended. It could also have been the 757, but since these products are almost identical, I picked the 767. With the extended version, you get the 767-200ER, 300ER and the freighter version of this remarkable aircraft. It is the most complex product for Xplane 11 out there right now. You can set up 3 different engine types: Pratt & Whitney, Rolls-Royce and General Electric, and also configure winglets, and you also get this iPad that serves as your electronic flight bag, and it lets you set up all kinds of options, different failure scenarios, and it also has an interactive checklist so you can learn to fly this aircraft. And you can also decide how realistic of a flight experience you want to have with this 767. So this was my top 10 Xplane 11 aircraft in 2019. I hope you enjoyed this video and see you in the next one. Take care.